Hey, how's it going? Some pretty important news for the Seahawks yesterday. In the first regular season practice, Duane and Quandre both came back and practiced. They put on their uniforms, they went on the field, and they went out and did it. They had these holdouts or hold-ins, whatever you want to call it. However, it seems like going into the regular season, neither of them were planning on missing games. Both of them are definitely still looking for a contract extension. I don't believe either of them will get a contract extension right now before the season starts, but they are both looking to play in the game. They're playing in practice. They're doing what they got to do to be there for the season opener. So that's good news for the Seahawks overall. To focus a little bit on Duane, there really hasn't been anything that came out about his whole situation where the Seahawks didn't want to give him an extension, but they wanted to kind of sweeten up this last deal that he has, before maybe getting an extension after this season if he's still good enough. Nothing has really came out about that so far, but I'm going to assume that sometime before the season starts, we'll see Duane get a couple extra bucks on his contract, something like that, because I don't think he's just going to play this season without anything extra. He might, but I'm going to be completely honest. I think the Seahawks are going to kind of incentivize Quandre and Duane with a little bit extra on their deals for this year because they have extra cap space. You might as well use it, make the guys happy. But it's definitely good news for the Seahawks that both of these guys are back because, of course, one, Duane you want to protect Russell Wilson. You want him to be back. That's definitely a good thing overall for the team. Quandre a big piece of one of the best safety duos in the entire NFL. I wouldn't be surprised if the Seahawks gave Quandre a contract extension, but personally, I think that right now the Seahawks aren't going to do it. Maybe after the season, Quandre and Duane get contract extensions, but we'll see what happens then. It's just nice that they're back on the field. They're not going to be missing any games. I think both of the guys kind of want the money that they're owed this year anyway, even if they don't get a contract extension after this year. They're making some good money this year either way. But continuing on from that situation, that's probably the most important thing that the Seahawks had when it came to what will actually affect them in the season. But another thing that is also pretty important is injuries. Some injury updates, some more information has come out, some good, some bad. First, what I believe is good is Ryan Neal is back. He was dealing with an oblique injury, but he came back full go in this last practice yesterday. We also have news on Colby Parkinson, who was assumed to be out for the first few weeks of the regular season with a broken foot, but it seems like he's coming back faster than expected. He's not going to be back for week 1, but maybe week 2, week 3, he could possibly be back. Pete Carroll said they don't want to rush him because, of course, it's a foot injury that's easily going to be re-aggravated if you do too much, but Colby Parkinson might possibly be coming back sooner than we expect. But there is some bad news when it comes to the injuries. Tre Brown seems like his injury is a bit more than we expected, although it is still just knee soreness. It's something that the Seahawks don't want to rush him back for. He's a rookie. He's still young. You don't want to mess anything up too early, I guess. A sore knee, a knee is a very important thing as a corner. You're changing direction so much, easy to aggravate. You might as well be extra careful with something like that. So they're holding him out. Pete Carroll said he probably won't be back for the next few weeks. So that's disappointing because Tre Brown, we drafted him in the 4th round. We could have got some other guys in the 4th round that might be playing week 1, but hopefully in the long run, Tre Brown actually ends up being better than anyone else we possibly could have got, but he will probably be missing the first few weeks of the regular season. And continuing on with the topic of corners, with Tre Brown's injury being worse than we expected, that's probably a big reason why the Seattle Seahawks went out and got Blessuan the other day, and there's reports that they are still continuing to look to make moves at the corner spot, with some rumor saying that something's going to happen on Wednesday for the Seahawks at the corner spot. I have no idea, but maybe possibly the Seahawks make another trade, get someone else. But the signing of Blessuan, I think that was more of an insurance because of Tre Brown being injured. Maybe Tre Brown goes on the IR so that they can save a roster spot without having to cut somebody. I don't know what's going to be the situation with that, but the Seahawks, obviously, there are reports that they are still continuing to look to make moves at corner, and that's probably one of the big reasons is Tre Brown. He was not as healthy as Pete Carroll was as optimistic for him to be healthy last week, because Pete Carroll was seeming very optimistic with Tre Brown, saying that he was doing well coming back from his injury. He could possibly play sooner than expected, but with all of this coming out that he is probably going to be out for the first few weeks, he's doing worse than expected. I would not be surprised if the Seahawks made some more moves, either signing some more guys as insurance or maybe making a pretty decent trade. I don't think anything crazy is going to happen like a Stephon Gilmore trade, but I wouldn't take that possibility off the table. Maybe something with the Ravens. Both of their running backs are out with season-ending injuries, so maybe we do something with that. But there is a very saturated market for running backs in free agency, especially with guys like Todd Gurley, Le'Veon Bell in there. I don't think that we're going to be trading with the Ravens, getting anyone crazy at corner, but I won't rule out any possibilities. The Seahawks could do something. Rumors saying that something might happen on Wednesday. I wouldn't be surprised, because that's yet another day that I'm going to be in school, and the Seahawks love making moves when I'm in school. So we'll see what happens. But in the corner situation, some ups, some downs with the trades, with the injuries. We'll have to see how that goes in the season, because that is going to be a huge thing to watch this year. Everything else is pretty solid. The corners are a huge question mark for us. And something that's a little less important, but still some news: Russell Wilson, Bobby Wagner, Nick Bellore were voted as the captains for offense, defense, and special teams respectively. And apparently they are voted on by a very wide margin by the team. You know, everyone kind of accepts that. Russell Wilson, Bobby Wagner, offense and defense captains. Nick Bellore, he's kind of the captain of whatever he wants to do, because, yeah, I mean, he came in, he played fullback, he plays special teams, he plays linebacker, he just does whatever he wants. So those are the captains, those are the injury updates, those are some updates on Quandre Diggs and Duane Brown. Let me know down below in the comments what you think about all this. Are you happy that Quandre Diggs and Duane Brown are back in practice? Let me know down below as well what you think about everything else. But with that, I'd like to thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new. Have a great day.